So hey guys, what's up? So welcome to my news channel. So starting from the first news, Justin Trudeau wins Canada vote, loses majority. 13 seats short, Liberals will now have to rely on opposition to pass legislation. Toronto Prime Minister Justin Trudeau won a second term in a surprisingly strong showing in Canada's national elections, claiming a clear mandate on Tuesday despite a parliament and nation increasingly fractured along regional lines. Trudeau's Liberal Party took the most seats in Parliament but lose its majority in Monday's balloting. That means it will have to rely on an opposition party to pass legislation. After the narrow victory, Trudeau appeared on stage in Montreal and explained in French, "What an unbelievable night." With results still trickling in, the Liberals had 157 seats, 13 short of 170 needed for a majority in the 33-38 seat House, while the Conservatives led by Andrew Scheer had 121. After the win, Trudeau struck a conciliatory note, saying, "To those who did not vote for us, know that we will work every single day for you. We will go on for everything." About 4 hours after the counting began, it became clear that the Liberals were going to emerge as the largest party. Liberals were upbeat after the win, having avoided the need for forming a coalition with other parties. Trudeau 47 prevailed after a series of scandals had somewhat dipped his appeal of late. Modi congratulates Trudeau after win. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Tuesday congratulating Trudeau for returning to power. Congratulations, Justin Trudeau. India and Canada are connected by shared values and a strong commitment to democracy as well as plurality. Looking forward to working together to further strengthen bilateral relations, Modi tweeted. Record 23 Indian Canadians enter House of Commons. A record number of Indo-Canadians have been electing to the country's House of Commons. As many as 23 were elected MPs, up from 21 in 2015. Among key winners were National Defence Minister Harjit Sajjan, who won from Vancouver South. He will be joined in the new House by two Indo-Canadian Cabinet colleagues, Navdeep Bains and Paddy Chagger, who won easily in their ridings in Mississauga, Malton and Waterloo in Ontario. Also elected was NDP leader Jagmeet Singh, who won in Barnabas South in British Columbia. It was a bittersweet night for him since the NDP managed just 24 seats, 20 less than 4 years ago. All the Indo-Canadian members of the Trudeau-ruled caucus have been re-elected. The majority of those have roots in Punjab. Move to the next news. Boris threatens the election if MPs derail timetable. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson threatened on Tuesday to abandon rectifying his Brexit deal and instead seek an early election if MPs defies his timetable to get the agreement passed in time to leave the European Union on October 31st. The Conservative leader was speaking ahead of two crucial votes in the House of Commons that will determine if Johnson can fulfill his do-or-die promise to deliver Brexit at the end of the next week. Britain is entertaining a cliffhanger final to a drama sparked by the 2016 referendum vote on whether to leave the European Union, which has plunged the country into 3 years of political turmoil. Johnson was forced on Saturday to ask European Union leaders to postpone the deadline for leaving. He was required by law to send a letter to the European Union requesting an extension after the MPs failed to back the divorce deal he struck with Brussels last week. However, he still has a chance of avoiding a delay if he can get the legislation implementing the treaty through Parliament by October 31st. The House of Commons was scheduled to hold its first vote on the bill later in the day, followed by another vote on Johnson's timetable motion to rush it through Parliament in just over a week. Opening the debate, the Conservative leader urged lawmakers to support legislation we can get Brexit done and move our country on. He warned that if they fail, the bill will have to be pulled and he would seek early election, although he needs the support of the main opposition Labour Party. "I'll argue at that election, let's get Brexit done," he said. Johnson warned that voting against his timetable motion would kill any hope of leaving the European Union with a deal next week and risk no deal exit if the European Union declines to approve a delay. In Strasbourg, European Council President Donald Tusk said the other 27 European Union leaders were mulling Johnson's request, but it would depend on how MPs vote. So move to the next news. Trump says being US president cost him between $2 billion to $5 billion. Donald Trump has said that being United States president has cost him between $2 billion and $5 billion, and he would have been made if he had continued running his business instead of getting into politics. He told reporters, "If I had to do it again, I would do it in an instant, because who cares if you can afford it? What difference does it make? There is no evidence Trump lose billions since he became US president. His net worth of $3.1 billion was unchanged from last year." Forbes magazine said in March, after Trump made a similar claim in August. Forbes wrote Trump is not losing $3 billion to $5 billion. His income is not anywhere near $3 billion. While Trump's personal fortune held steady over the past year, he vaulted higher on the Forbes list of the world's richest people as dozens of his fellow tycoons suffered setbacks. Lynching Trump enraged the Democrats by comparing the impeachment inquiry to a lynching and signing the orders of a deadly and racist chapter in the U.S. history. To process laid out in the Constitution, under pressure over impeachment, he tweeted, "Someday, if a Democrat becomes president and the Republicans wins the House, even by a tiny margin, they can impeach the president without due process or fairness or any legal rights. All Republicans must remember what they are witnessing here, a lynching." So if you like the channel, so kindly subscribe it. Thank you.